BTS's Jungkook held his long-awaited solo concert at Madison Square Garden on June 14, 2025. But what fans witnessed on stage was only part of the story. Behind the scenes, U.S. federal authorities coordinated with HYB and private security teams to enforce one of the most extensive protection operations for a non-political public figure in recent U.S. entertainment history, according to multiple security sources and internal briefings obtained by local media. The concert's protection protocol exceeded even that of some high-level diplomatic events. Federal law enforcement agencies, including members with experience in counterterrorism and cyber surveillance, were reportedly involved in advising and securing the perimeter before and during the event. The unusual security scale stemmed from what insiders describe as credible online chatter, involving threats directed at Jungkook in the weeks leading up to the concert. These threats, detected across encrypted online forums and messaging platforms, raised concern not only within HYB's internal teams, but also within U.S. cyber threat monitoring circles. While officials did not confirm any specific plot, a private security contractor familiar with the case stated, "The language in the flag messages was serious enough to be escalated. No one wanted to take chances, especially not with an international figure of Jungkook's scale and influence." Sources close to HYB report that Kim Seokjin, also known as Jin of BTS, personally urged the company to escalate security for Jungkook's U.S. activities. Recently discharged from South Korea's military, Jin was allegedly instrumental in coordinating between HYB and third-party security consultants. In the U.S. one, internal briefing reportedly bore Jin's direct signature under a private protection request. A former intelligence consultant, speaking under anonymity, described the level of preparation as comparable to a presidential-level visit, adding that Jungkook was treated like a nuclear asset, vital, untouchable, and high-risk. Fans attending the concert noticed heightened security measures, including increased police presence, strict bag policies, surveillance drones, and non-disclosed staff members stationed in and around the venue. The venue was swept multiple times throughout the day, and Jungkook's arrival was executed via a route that had not been used for previous celebrity guests. HYB has not commented publicly on the level of security, nor on any perceived threats. However, a brief statement released after the concert acknowledged, "We prioritize the safety of our artists and attendees above all. We are thankful to all agencies involved for their cooperation." Though no incidents occurred during the concert, reports circulated online about 2 individuals being detained near the backstage entrance. Law enforcement has not confirmed any arrests or threats, and no charges have been filed. Meanwhile, fans praised Jin's reported involvement under the hashtag #JinProtectedJungkook, which trended in several countries following the concert. Many praised the silent measures taken to ensure Jungkook's safety while allowing the show to proceed without disruption. As Jungkook's solo activities expand worldwide, speculation continues over whether similar security levels will become the new norm for major K-pop stars performing abroad, particularly in the wake of escalating sassying, obsessive fan behaviors, and digital threats in recent years. This event marks a turning point in how public and private sectors address the safety of global pop icons, blurring the lines between entertainment and national security. Sources familiar with the situation say preparations for Jungkook's security began nearly a month prior to the show, following the emergence of digital chatter on deep web forums flagged by both HYB's cybersecurity team and U.S. federal digital monitoring systems. According to a security official from a New Jersey-based event protection firm, the threat level prompted an immediate escalation. "We were told from the beginning, this isn't just a K-pop show. This is a high-risk, high-visibility assignment," said the official, who asked to remain anonymous due to contractual obligations. There were at least 3 multi-agency coordination calls leading up to the concert. One of the key figures reportedly behind the scenes was BTS member Kim Seokjin, Jin, who recently completed his mandatory military service in South Korea. Insiders reveal that Jin, deeply concerned for Jungkook's safety amid growing global threats toward K-pop idols, took proactive steps to ensure the highest level of preparedness. Multiple reports confirm that Jin worked with a private Seoul-based security consulting firm to evaluate online threats and pass critical information to trusted contacts in the U.S. He allegedly coordinated independently of HYB's public relations or tour teams, leveraging his own network built during military training and service. A senior intelligence consultant in Washington, D.C. confirmed that while the artist was not under any official government protection program, a liaison from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security was made available to local New York authorities in case of any cross-border concerns. This level of engagement doesn't happen unless there's something credible, the consultant said. It wasn't a drill. This was handled as a real and present security risk. Fans at Madison Square Garden began sharing accounts on social media of the increased security presence. Multiple attendees noted the absence of typical fan gift tables, double screening at entrances, and plainclothes officers stationed near restrooms, exit doors, and the stage perimeter. "I've seen BTS several times," said Jenna Martinez, a longtime ARMY from Los Angeles. "But this was different. There were cameras watching us all over the place, people in earpieces who clearly weren't regular event staff." Another fan posted a video on X, formerly Twitter, showing what appeared to be two men dressed in tactical gear entering a side door approximately 1 hour before Jungkook took the stage. While the footage lacks official confirmation, experts suggested aligns with standard protocol for personal security during high-threat operations. Although no official statements confirm an incident during the concert, several unverified but widely shared posts from backstage workers suggested a disruption may have been quietly neutralized. One now-deleted tweet from a catering assistant claimed, "2 people were taken out from behind the East Wing loading bay. Quiet, fast, no questions." No arrests were reported that night, but digital security analysts revealed that multiple burner accounts associated with a known Seokjin network in Southeast Asia went offline 30 minutes before the show began. Fans suspect Jin's direct action played a role in preempting any potential breach. Silence from HYB and U.S. authorities despite the growing speculation. HYB has not made any further comment beyond their brief post-concert press release, which expressed gratitude for support and safety. Cooperation. Attempts to reach representatives from the NYPD and Department of Homeland Security were met with no comment responses. Some fans argue that this silence proves the seriousness of the situation. Others say it's standard practice not to alarm the public, especially if the threat was preemptively neutralized. While HYB has not confirmed Jin's role, his quiet return to Seoul the morning after the concert drew attention. He was photographed by local media arriving alone at Incheon International Airport, notably unaccompanied by staff or press team. This fueled speculation that his presence in New York was deliberate, covert, and possibly coordinated with intelligence circles rather than entertainment teams. "It's no longer a fan theory," said analyst Mark L. Preston from the Korea Global Security Institute. Jin likely acted as an independent intermediary between HYB's artists and U.S. protection teams. His military training and public influence make him uniquely positioned to step into that kind of unofficial role. Jungkook's team has not commented on any future U.S. concert dates, and it is unclear whether similar levels of protection will be requested at upcoming appearances or rumored late-night show invitations, including a speculated appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Security analysts believe the Jungkook incident may set a precedent for international celebrities performing in the U.S., particularly amid rising cases of celebrity-targeted stalking and cyber harassment. AS for Jin. Fans believe this is only the beginning of his post-military chapter, not as a solo singer or actor, but as a guardian figure within the BTS legacy. He didn't need to show up. He didn't need to get involved, said ARMY member Clara Wu. But he did. And now, every time Jungkook steps on stage, we'll know someone is watching, not from the crowd, but from the shadows. The level of protection seen at Jungkook's NYC concert has sparked conversation across entertainment and diplomatic circles about how international artists, especially K-pop idols with global reach, are handled from a security standpoint. Dr. Ellis Grant, a public safety analyst and guest lecturer at NYU, explains, "In the past, security for artists has been reactive, after the fact. But what we saw in New York with Jungkook is a clear example of preventive threat management. It was layered, discreet, and preemptive. That level of execution doesn't happen unless there's collaboration beyond private interests." While it's not unusual for globally famous figures to receive added security while traveling in the US, collaboration between private artist management and government agencies is exceedingly rare, especially in the music industry. The incident is now prompting internal policy reviews among promoters and venue managers regarding standard procedures for artists facing elevated digital threats. Some experts warn that the case could lead to increased costs for global entertainment events, particularly in major metropolitan areas, where law enforcement may be pressured to assist in artist protection if threats escalate. In fact, one industry insider described the operation around Jungkook's concert as a dry run for future high-threat entertainment deployments. Much attention has shifted to Jin's military experience, now seen as a critical asset in protecting his fellow member. While fans initially celebrated his discharge with lighthearted memes and reunion clips, public perception has now shifted, recognizing the practical value of his training. According to public records, Jin served in a forward-deployed rapid response unit during his enlistment, participating in active simulations related to counterespionage and crisis control. Those who served with him described him as quiet, calm, and extremely observant under pressure. It's that version of Jin, not the celebrity, but the soldier, who fans now credit with preventing potential disaster in New York. Within hours of the concert ending, hashtags related to Jungkook and Jin dominated global trends across X, TikTok, and Instagram. Posts ranged from tearful fan tributes to in-depth threads analyzing grainy surveillance like fan cams that allegedly caught Jin entering and exiting through non-public access routes. Many users shared emotional reactions such as, "This wasn't just a concert. This was an operation. And Jin protected him like family. I don't care if HYB says nothing. We know what happened. We saw the tension. We felt the fear. And we saw who kept him safe." Jin doesn't need a mic to perform anymore. His actions are louder than any lyric. Meanwhile, prominent fan accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers have begun organizing thank you campaigns for Jin, with the goal of sending him messages of gratitude translated into multiple languages and displayed digitally in major cities. The message is clear. ARMY doesn't forget. HYB's official silence on the matter has led to increasing frustration among parts of the fandom, particularly given the volume of evidence and testimonials circulating. One anonymous former HYB employee said the company may be choosing silence as a deliberate crisis strategy. If HYB confirms the threat, it creates panic. If they deny it, they risk backlash if any new incident happens. The best option in a case like this is controlled silence. They'll protect their artist, but avoid making this a global headline tied to fear. Still, fans and security experts alike continue calling for transparency in future concert operations, especially if artists' safety is under active threat. What few anticipated was how Jungkook's concert has now reached political radar. According to a brief from the U.S. Cultural Exchange Committee, an inquiry was made by a junior congressional staffer into the involvement of federal resources for the protection of a foreign entertainer. Though the question was dismissed as part of regular international cooperation protocols, it underscores just how unprecedented this operation was. A leaked diplomatic cable from a South Korean consulate staff member in New York included the line. The subject was treated with the same logistical oversight typically reserved for minor state visits. While not officially documented, a source close to Jungkook's team confirmed that after the show, the artist spoke privately with Jin via a secure line. The call reportedly lasted less than 10 minutes, but left a noticeable shift in Jungkook's demeanor, from visibly shaken to quietly grounded. Though no transcripts exist, the only public trace came from a Weverse comment Jungkook liked 2 days later. Even in the shadows, he's still the brightest light. ARMY believes this was a subtle acknowledgement of Jin's efforts, something Jungkook may never speak about publicly but will remember privately forever. Music executives and tour producers have already begun reassessing their own artist protocols, according to leaked internal memos from major venues in Los Angeles and Chicago. One venue in Los Angeles has now updated its crisis escalation protocol, adding a Tier Black category, defined internally as international artist with hostile threat potential. Sources say this change was directly influenced by NYC's Jungkook scenario. The entertainment world may never return to treating concerts as merely shows again. In a time of rising obsession, uncontrolled online behavior, and blurred lines between fan love and invasive threat, Jungkook's NYC concert has become a case study in global celebrity risk. And Jin, he's no longer just the eldest BTS member. He's become a symbol of protection, brotherhood, and the quiet war fought behind the glamour. As armies continue to chant Jungkook's name across continents, many now do so with an added prayer behind every light stick. May someone always be watching over him.